this game ends up going the distance here, simply because... Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. We're actually hopping into another series, mid-series at the moment, so let's go ahead and introduce these players and explain what the situation is. Spawning over here at the 5 o'clock position on Catalina as the green Protoss player representing Vega Squadron, ladies and gentlemen, we have StraightEdge. And StraightEdge is going to be playing against the blue Zerg player spawning in the 9 o'clock position on Catalina. He is representing Team Acer, and we've seen some of his games today already. An incredibly strong player. This is for a spot in the semi-finals, and he's 1-0 up already. It's Nerchio. So guys, this is the quarter-final match of the Go4SC2 Cup on Sunday. And Nerchio at the moment is 1 game up against his Protoss opponent. So we'll see if StraightEdge can make it back here in game number 2 and try and force a deciding match out of these guys. Entirely possible, of course, that happens. And Nerchio, in the meantime, is looking to secure yet another semi-final spot in an online cup. I remember, wow, sort of back in the day, we're talking like Hyun, Violet, Nerchio was there, Bly was there. Basically the Zergs in the Playhem Cups. It's good to see a lot of them just still around, still absolutely taking names in these tournaments as well, so that's really cool. A lot of the community run stuff as well, they continuously get themselves involved with too. So we can see the hatch going down after the spawning pool here for Nerchio. In the meantime, we've got the gateway and the cybernetics core coming down here for StraightEdge. Nothing out of the ordinary just yet. They'll be looking to try and go for that gateway expand. Nerchio does now see that actually his opponent is in the 5 o'clock position and is not currently at the 1 o'clock, which is completely fine. And I believe the winner of this goes up against Dignitas Tefl, by the way, in the semi-final. The other semi-final is going to be contested, I want to say, between Yoda. I'm trying to remember who Yoda is playing. I can't off the top of my head at the moment, but I'll let you know as soon as I recall. StraightEdge, in the meantime, has actually put down the Nexus at the natural expansion. And, well, Nerchio right now, still not doing anything out of the ordinary. We'll be able to spot that the Nexus has gone down, of course, with this Overlord. Sees exactly what's happened there. And from the time he can probably work out it's actually a gateway expand as well. With the pool first, he's not terribly worried. Oh, he might actually be able to get the cancel here if it wasn't for the Mothership Core, which is going to kill at least one Zergling, and might get round to killing a second one as well. I'm not sure he can actually kill off this pylon, and I think he realizes that last second. So this pylon is going to go down here for a StraightEdge on just under 50% of its hit points, at the cost of a pair of Zerglings. Queen now going for a little bit of a walkies to try and dissuade that probe from going up, but StraightEdge does, of course, see exactly what's going on, and really, really nice there, also scouts the quick third. So, good due diligence there from our Protoss player. And Nerchio right now, well, he knows that it's been spotted. He's sending a couple links just to check for that probe in case it's gone around here to hide a pylon or something like that. You can see the trajectory of the Zergling is to prevent exactly that from happening. And now we have a Stargate actually being formed as part of the wall here from StraightEdge, so he's making no real attempt to hide this from Nerchio. So we'll see how well that turns out. In fact, this Overlord can just see it straight up, so he doesn't even need to run in to check that out. Morley is continuing to scout around looking for pylons here. Nerchio just wanting to be extra thorough. And let's see what the choice of unit is going to be coming out from this Stargate. Are we going to see Phoenixes? Could we be going for Oracles? Given, you know, it's really sort of out front and in your face as part of the wall, he's not actually making an attempt to hide it. And for that reason, it could have been Phoenixes, but it looks like we're going Oracles. I think he knows it hasn't... has the unit been seen as well? It looks like it has, because this Overlord's actually moved out of the way at the moment. So, we'll keep an eye on that in just a sec. Yep, he saw the Oracle and then moved away. So, actually really good scouting coming out of there from Nerchio, to be fair. And StraightEdge, of course, knows that an Overlord is there, but I wonder if he knows that everything has actually been seen. Well, if he didn't before, he certainly does now. Let's keep an eye on his vision as the Oracle pops, and boo! Ooh, he just misses it as well. So the Oracle now going straight, by the looks of things, towards the third base of Nerchio. What defense have we got there? We have the Queen out. Do we have any Spore Crawlers? It doesn't look like it by the looks of things. We have the Roach Warren about to complete. Let's take a look at what this Oracle does. The Queen trying to get a little bit of damage in. One drone going down. 1.5 drones actually at the moment. And well, we've got a Queen versus Oracle fight going on, and it looks going to be very, very close. The Queen did have a head start in terms of hitting it, and it looks like the Oracle is going to lose that fight, killing only a single worker. So that's not the greatest engagement for StraightEdge, but he's busy defending this third base. He wants to try and get that map advantage now. Make sure he uses the Oracle to stop as much as he can from getting through the middle of the map, I suspect. And that should enable him to defend this third for as long as necessary. We've also got this Mothership Core, of course, with Photon Overcharge. In fact, he's got 200 energy, full energy on that Mothership Core as well, so he will be able to defend against that. Spore Crawler is now coming in at the natural expansion here for Nerchio, as we can see. And we've got the very, very fast Robotics Bay coming out now for StraightEdge. So he wants to use this Oracle to move into Colossus Tech ASAP. So we'll see what kind of a push that ends up being. Only in the middle, by the way, is there a Spore Crawler in Nerchio's bases at the moment. So where it's slightly inconvenient for him to sort of move Queens around, that's fine. If he has to commit to Queens either side, he's okay with that at the moment. It's just the middle base that he felt the need to protect. I'm not 100% certain why, because you do have to go through the other bases to get to the middle, but I'm sure he has his reasons. And to be fair, he's not taking any damage at the moment. So the Roach Warren's down, we got the Hydralisk Den down, and the double Evo Chamber coming up from Nerchio now. Pretty standard Roach Hydra mid-game composition coming out here, and StraightEdge actually moving into Void Ray. So we're going into a Void Ray Colossus, very, very Protoss, heavy-hitting kind of composition here coming out from StraightEdge. We'll see how well that goes for him. Got some Sentries and an Immortal here by the natural expansion. Just for a little bit of defense at the moment. They're going to be joining up with the army, and it will actually be very heavy hitting. A lot of gas intensive, really, really just strong units coming out in this push by the looks of things. And Nerchio's going to have to respond to that, basically in true Zerg style with sheer numbers. The fourth base now being taken by our Zerg player, as you can see right here. He's also going for his Infestation Pit, preparing to go up to Hive, potentially to go up to some Vipers as well to start abducting bits of that army. We don't tend to see sort of Roach, Hydra, Viper versus Colossus Void Ray quite as much anymore. Feels like lately it's moved out of the meta. But we very well may get to see a display of that right here. So keep an eye on how the composition for both players develop. And, well, if that wasn't confirmation enough, then that's all he needs to know. These Zerglings will be happy to know that that Colossus didn't have extended thermal lance, otherwise they'd be toast right now. And we've got an Overseer coming into the main base. I like this from Nerchio, just spotting everything that's going on here. Even counts the number of extra gateways, which is great. So cannot complain about that at all. More Colossi popping out, extended thermal lance on the way. We've got Blink on the way for the Stalkers as well, and this Overseer sees absolutely everything. Dropping a Changeling in the base as well. Just chilling out by the leg of that Colossus there. That is a brave place to stand. Do Colossi poop? Because if they do, I do not want to be that Changeling right now. But, yeah, it looks like everything has been seen by Nerchio. He's feeling vaguely comfortable. He's mainly got Hydralisk in his army right now, mixing in more Roaches, and he's going up to Aspire too. So we could be seeing some Corruptors come in to try and deal with those Void Rays and Colossi. Now, he has to be careful, because Void Rays do an awful lot of damage against Corruptors. In fact, we've seen many games before where it looks like Corruptors are the answer and then Void Rays completely destroy them. But there is only the one, and StraightEdge is not actually making any more right now. So, it looks like it's a token hero Void Ray by the looks of things. And Nerchio now moving out across the map, looking to try and get a piece of this third base. It's mainly Lings and Hydras. There are some Roaches, but really a token amount as opposed to a core part of the composition of this army. There's a Changeling with it as well for, I guess, what good it's worth. And we'll keep an eye on whether or not this is going to be useful. We see High Templars being warped in now. They're getting made straight into Archons. And here comes the assault against the third base location. Where is StraightEdge? There he is. The Changeling actually still with the army, so that means Nerchio knows exactly where it is. More Colossi being hallucinated here, and I think Nerchio saw that as well. But he's going to be moving back anyway. The Stalkers blink forward to try and get a little bit of damage done, pick off a couple of straggling units, maybe a Roach or two. It looks like he'll be able to do it. Oh, wow, that's actually a very brave blink forward. I'm not sure he needed to do that. Needs to be very, very careful. And well, we've got the Colossi, including the hallucinated ones, now moving forward onto creep. Is he going to try and push his advantage here? Those hallucinations are going to expire shortly, and Nerchio will know exactly what's up. I'd actually prefer the Sentry Energy for Force Fields or Guardian Shield right now, but that's if StraightEdge is actually trying to push forward with this. These Colossi aren't going to be too useful in the near future. There we go, hallucinations disappearing, more pylons going down. We have Archons with this army. We've got the Void Ray, we've got 4 Colossi. Here comes the Guardian Shield. A lot of Corruptors here. Guardian Shield completely not protecting those Stalkers up at the top here, and those Corruptors have a decent arc on the Colossi. They're doing so much damage before they go down. There's still 2 left. Is it going to be enough? What is the ground army looking like? It's dwindling a little bit, but we actually have Nerchio moving back. There's a chance he might have been able to take it, but why question yourself when you can be absolutely sure? He wants to protect the DPS on those Hydralisks, didn't want to take the chance, and he's still up in supply. He's 150 versus 145 right now. And well, he's just going to make more units, and oh, he's got Vipers in with this army as well now, so that's exactly what's going to happen. He's actually making a transition to Ultralisk. The first ones are going to be hitting the field soon. 2-2 is on the way, and StraightEdge all of a sudden is going, well, hang on a second, I've got 1 Colossus left. Maybe I need to wait and engage some other time. So he's actually moving home right now. This Void Ray at the moment, he's actually a mentor. He's got 7 kills to his name. Not doing too badly at all. And a lot of Zealots now coming into the composition for StraightEdge. To try and create some sort of buffer zone so that the Colossi can do their work. I actually feel that might be the part of that first engagement where StraightEdge maybe I say if you could improve it at all. The Stalkers, I noticed, basically weren't targeting the Corruptors down, so 3 out of the 4 of those Colossi actually got picked off pretty quickly. It looks like this base has to... Oh, it doesn't even get cancelled. It actually just gets beaten down there. A little bit of a mistake there from StraightEdge. Nerchio, they're trying to deny the Protoss a 4th base, because a 4-base Protoss is a pretty formidable opponent indeed. 2 more gateways being added down now. We've got the +3 attack en route for our Protoss player, but Chitinous Plating is on the way for Nerchio. He is getting ready with these Ultralisks coming in now to form part of his army composition. They're very, very beefy units, and we'll see if it's going to be enough. This Archon is looking like it's going to be a bit of a sacrificial lamb here at the start, and a good Blinding Cloud from the Viper, but the Stalker's blinking immediately out of it, and actually having a pretty good engagement here for StraightEdge, but look at how much power there is on the left-hand side here for Nerchio. Is it going to be enough? Another good Blinding Cloud, but Nerchio, once again, not able to stop StraightEdge from stepping out of it, and all of a sudden, StraightEdge is looking like he has the advantage here in this particular engagement. +3 still only 2/3 of the way done, so he is fighting this on +2. Those Ultras are going to take a while to die because of that Chitinous Plating. He's moving back onto creep now as well. StraightEdge currently at 134 supply versus 168, and the number of work is 78 to 73. Both sides feeling very, very healthy, and StraightEdge reclaiming his 4th base. But this is, of course, a Zerg player, and when you're playing a Zerg, well, the transitions, they just keep coming. We've got Broodlords now coming in from Nerchio, so more and more power being added to this army right now. He is 1 game away from getting into the semi-finals, and he wants to make sure that he can do it in a way that StraightEdge basically cannot reply. And right now, Broodlords are a pretty good choice. I mean, at the end of the day, you'd basically have to blink directly under them with these Stalkers to get damage done to them. He can't really get in that close at the moment just because of the swarm of Zerg units. Those Ultralisks are so hardy right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see some Infestors in the mix later on as well. We've seen that recently in a couple of games. But Nerchio looking like he just wants to move forward once again right now. He's got 2-2 complete. He hasn't started 3-3 yet, but he is making just so many units, and the Broodlords as part of this army composition are going to be so strong as well. StraightEdge, though, I mean, he's up to 191 supply. A maxed out Protoss army is pretty darn scary, guys. And there is a chance he'd be able to take this, but he has to take it decisively. If he's constantly trading, well then, I think Nerchio's just going to be able to continuously take bases and keep trading till Kingdom Come. But StraightEdge has a very real possibility here of just steamrolling this army if he gets the engagement he wants. Where are the Broodlords? The engagement's starting. The Broodlords aren't here yet, and he's got to be slightly worried. Okay, there we go. He sees the Broodlord now, and StraightEdge is going, hang on a second, how am I supposed to deal with this? Let me just move back for a bit, try and pick apart as much of this army as I can. Those Zealots actually doing a great job of of buffering, and that's what we were talking about, the Stalkers blinking underneath. They are very, very exposed right now, but is there even enough DPS, actually, for Nerchio to deal with this? The Broodlords have gone down, and this Protoss army is looking like it might just about break through. Still 2 Broodlords. Both of them are going to go down. The Stalker numbers are so low, but crucially, the Colossi are alive, and StraightEdge now has an opportunity. He's got 150 supply versus 157, and he might be able to take out a base. Does he know about this base over on the right-hand side? He does not at the moment, nor has he seen this 4th base as well. So interesting to note that. He's moving in for the kill essentially with robotics units exclusively. A lot of Immortals and 3 Colossi. It could be enough here. We've got 5 Ultralists and 18 Lings en route, but look at those Immortals. They're going to be such heavy hitters. What is StraightEdge going to be doing here? I think he needs maybe a little bit more support in form of Zealots wouldn't go amiss here, or some additional DPS in form of those Stalkers. Alright, there we go. There are the Zealots with this army composition, but if he wants to hit and make it hurt, he really should be doing it now rather than giving Nerchio time to recover. Nerchio, in the meantime, is going for a Ling run by the looks of things. We'll be able to spot this base over on the right-hand side. That's basically going to have to get cancelled. There's not an awful lot he can do about that situation. But StraightEdge, in the meantime, does have a very real possibility to win this game if he punches through. Oh, wow. Actually cancels it before they come back for a second swipe at things. And here we go. The engagement has begun. The Corruptors, there aren't actually that large in number right now. A good blink back. And the, well, there's actually a, wow, an Ultralisk. Ooh, actually getting so many hits off on that Colossus. It's not going to be enough over there, but it looks like elsewhere. I mean, we can get a return to the game and take a look. That excellent concave from the Stalkers is just about enough. And Nerchio gets defeated in game number 2, ladies and gents. StraightEdge forces this best of 3 into a deciding game.